Just about everything related to BP is on a downward slide. Its image, its reputation and its shares. This week they hit a 14-year low and have fallen by more than 40% since the Deepwater Horizon explosion on the 20th of April.
We are just average people trying to do what we think is right.
Some in Britain are now worried that the anger and rhetoric coming out of the US could push the company into an irreversible financial decline.
There's been an epic and unparalleled environmental disaster, but I think that the best thing now is not to get into too much name-calling and buck-passing and attempts to damage the reputation of a great British company, but to get on, work together to sort it out.
A former ambassador to Washington says it's time for political leaders in London to speak up.
Probably the moment has come for the British government at a pretty senior level to say to the Americans, don't forget that there is a vital British interest at stake here, and that interest is the survival and the long-term prosperity of BP, which, by the way, is a major investor and a major employer in the United States of America itself.
The Obama administration is downplaying the impact on transatlantic ties.
I don't see it as a source of tension. BP is a private company, and this is about the impact of a tragedy in terms of the explosion of the oil platform and the resulting oil spill, and this is not about relations between the United States and its closest ally.
But there can be no doubt about the growing level of anger Washington is directing at the oil giant. At all levels, officials regularly remind Americans in this election year exactly who will be picking up the tab.
The American people will not pay a dime for the cleanup of the Gulf region, and that BP will be held responsible for all the damages that have occurred.
There were several other companies involved in the Deepwater Horizon operation, but BP is the public face of the oil crisis, attacked for its corporate greed and mismanagement.
To those affected and your families, I'm deeply sorry.
BP has spent millions of dollars on an ad campaign in a bid to calm the critics, but this Louisiana businessman is one of many who says it's too late.
Congratulations, BP. You've done something that our federal government couldn't do, mortgage bankers couldn't do to me, and greedy Wall Street couldn't do. You put me out of business today, totally.
BP says the cost of its response to the crisis has reached about $1.4 billion. The company will be writing cheques for some time to come as the oil casualties continue to mount. Cath, Al Jazeera, Pensacola, Florida.